Hi Taurus, I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for taking the time to spend half an hour or so with me. This is going to be Taurus general messages, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the last 2 weeks of November. Guys, these are going to be straight spiritual tarot messages. I'm going to be doing a different reading, pulling tarot for the transits that I sometimes work in. Some people love it, some people not so much. The people who love it really love it, and the people who don't really don't. So I am going to be doing a different spread for that as a bonus read next week. So let's just see what kind of beautiful messages we can get from tarot. I'm going to be pulling from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, a crowning energy. Then we're going to pull some cards for your conscious present mind now, and then a row for what's going on in your subconscious and things that you might want to think about, having to do with where you are presently, some blockages you may be going through, some blessings that you're going to be having put upon you during this time, and the outcome energies. So let's get right to it and let's pull your crowning. This is a beautiful deck. I hope you guys are doing terrific today. We are going to have the Mercury retrograde end around the 20th, so that's good, and things will move forward for those of you who feel impacted by it. Let's see what we have. Ooh, the owl. Taurus, I love the owl. I love the owl. The owl's the master of the night, right? She can see situations with a perfect clarity more than, more so when it's dark, right? Is able to discern the truth when others can't. So she really helps you to find your light and your lightness in the darkest moments of your life, and to really embrace the night as your friend and instead of your enemy. But with this energy, this is about messages coming from the other side. So, maybe from ancestors who crossed over, or just spirit, being very tuned into your intuition. You really want to look around now, though, and notice every detail and find the hidden messages that are being brought to you right now, for sure. But the only caveat with this is don't shoot the messenger. You want to really be very grateful to the friend who shows you what you haven't really wanted to see up until now. Observe all of the different elements of a situation, right? Like the facets of a diamond, but without any judgment. Just remember that the things you dislike are often mirrors of the parts of you that you don't really, really want to recognize. But the message here is don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of the truth, because that truth that you're going to be really tuning into right now is going to become your compass to help you move forward in the rest of your life. So I really love that. So I did already pre-shuffle. I am going to just do a cut on camera, and I'm going to pull 3 cards for what's going on for you in your conscious reality, and then 3 what's going on in your unconscious, in your belly, deep in your soul. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like the owl. And this is a very common energy too for us to get very real with ourselves once Mercury goes direct, because Mercury in retrograde is we're really looking at stuff, right? And then we're really looking at what we looked at once it goes direct. I'm using the chakra cards for the blessings. I love these. They're so beautiful, colorful. Okay, I'll pull these down. I think it might be too high. Okay. Ooh. Look at that outcome. Look at that final outcome, Taurus. I like it. The sun. Okay, good. All right, so let's get right into this. So, we have this crowning idea now that we're going to be looking for honesty and truthfulness in everything. We'd like to say that we do that anyway, but do we really all the time? Sometimes we put the rose-colored glasses on ourselves when we want things to be a certain way. We don't really want to look at certain things. And we need to forgive ourselves when we do that, guys, because it's part of the human condition, right? So let's look at what's happening in the present. So consciously, we have the Three of Pentacles. So I feel like you're in a place right now, Taurus, oh, I'm sorry, this is reflecting, I think, on the light. I feel like you're in a place right now where you feel like you're not able to build something with someone in a certain way, or make forward movement in a certain situation. So, for example, this could be you're in a job and you feel like maybe it's a dead-end job, or there might be growth opportunity, but not the kind of opportunities that you're really interested in. When it comes to relationships, this energy shows that you feel like you're not ultimately able to build the life that you really want with this person who's either whoever's in your energy field, whether you guys are together, recently broken up, or maybe you broke up, 6 months ago, but you're still dealing with this idea of not being able to build something with this person. This could have to do with friendship, any kind of relationship where you feel like there's kind of like a stalemate. Oh my goodness, who had Ace of Cups? I feel like it made the Garys dead. Yeah, so you're in a space with the Ace of Cups. You feel like this new beginning is not going to happen with this situation that you're involved in. The Cups is anything that's in our heart space. So this could be a relationship that you're in, or a relationship you just got out of. This could be a new friend circle you're in. This could be a new job that you're in. But you just feel like there doesn't even have to be a new job that you're in, but a new cycle will not be taking place. You know what I mean? Like this newness, this next chapter that we're all feeling, that we're entering, those of us who are awake, we all recognize what's happening right now. And you're feeling like things are not going to last or evolve into a new fresh space. I mean, you have the Ace of Swords energy, and this is about you being all about the truth. And that's exactly what the owl is, Taurus. That's what the owl is. The owl is truth. Really looking at what you haven't wanted to look at, seeing maybe what other people aren't seeing what you haven't wanted to see, laying it all out on the table and looking at everything. And you're just getting very real. This is a very real recognition of, you know what? The truth is, I'm not going to be able to make this happen with this person or this job or this situation. And this is you kind of having this I'm getting very healthy recognition. It's a very healthy recognition. But then in your subconscious, in your belly, when I say this top row is not only what you're telling yourself in your conscious mind, but this is also what you're telling other people. So I feel like some of you are telling yourself and other people, this relationship is just not going to work out. This job is it's not the right thing for me. And this is what you're saying. But in your subconscious, I am getting that you feel a little differently, because we have the Two of Cups, which is about partnership and relating and communicating and connecting. And it's in the upright. So this is telling me that this is a desire. Whatever's on your heart here, you're subconsciously, that little pink thing in your belly, where our insecurities lie, but kind of holds hands with our intuition. We have this Two of Cups energy, which is about you really having this willingness to want to move forward. Right? But there's this unwillingness to do what's necessary. With the Page of Wands in reverse is this unwillingness to do what's necessary to move it forward, because there's something that I feel like something you're not trusting about the situation, but you really want to embrace this Queen of Wands energy, which is about actually making something happen, owning that, working independently to see what's necessary to move something forward. It's like you're saying out of one side of your mouth and in your mind to sort of, I'm not going to even say to appease yourself, because I don't feel like that. I feel like in your conscious mind you really do believe that this thing is not going to work for you, but I'm just feeling on an intuitive level, it's necessary to make it work, and you do want to make it work, but there's this certain level of unwillingness. Now, because this is your general message, it's up to you. Like, what is holding back that willingness? Is it ego? Is it a lack of trust for the person? Is it just, something just feeling a little left of center for you? But, listen, in your gut, you're wanting this, because we have the Two of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So there's willingness and there's emotion here, and there's an emotion for someone else, right? I'm not feeling that this is you connecting with the other side of you. Normally I would, I would get that very distinctly, but I'm not. I'm getting that this is you wanting a certain situation to happen with a person or a job or a friend. You knowing what needs to be done, but there being a lack of willingness. Okay, and then, so that's where you are right now. So as far as your blocks go, yeah, because, and so you're saying that this isn't going to work out because you feel like they're just not going to be able to be that person, or this isn't going to be that situation that's going to bring you that 10 of Cups energy. And 10 of Cups is all about arriving. I mean, it's about, deepening of connection, commitment. There's rekindling of energies here, reconnection of energies. This is the energy of success, of bringing things to culmination and fruition. And in the reverse, it is still a positive card. But this is you feeling in your conscious mind, it can't happen, it can't happen. Whereas the reality, though, is the reason the 10 of Cups is reverse is because of an issue external to actually your intimate relationship. So this can be you feeling that there's some sort of outside interference, be it a third party, be it family members, there being an issue within the family, there being an issue within the job, something external to you guys, but you honestly feeling that it's profound enough to get in the way of you guys being able to move forward in a situation right now. You feel like it's not going to happen, and you feel like if it were going to happen, there would be just so much delay, because the Eight of Wands upright is about quick movement, quick communication, quick foundation being built, and there's this sense of delay. You just feel, and this is such a block to you, where you're just feeling that these external situations, the external forces that are at play are creating such a block. And what's ending up in your mind being blocked is the truth, because the star is about the truth and healing. The star is healing. So I feel like there's some situation, though, that's really profound. And it could have to do with any facet of your life. It's going to have to do with a business partner, right? It's going to have to do with an intimate other. But they're not being healing in a way where this 10 of Cups energy and this 8 of Wands energy can happen. So this is blocking you. You feeling like it's just not possible, right? And this is what you're telling people, and this is what you're telling yourself right now. Healing's not possible. A new beginning is not possible. It's just not. But you know in your gut that this situation is really ultimately what you want, guys. We have the world. I mean, the world is it's the ultimate utopia. And that sounds so dramatic and so Disney, the world, right? But what it is, it's, keeping it real in everyday terms, it's being on the right path, like with where your soul purpose is aligned to. And I do feel like in your belly, in your gut, in your intuition, you're feeling whispers of knowing that this person is either someone, or it's something that you really want to be involved with, because you feel this very definitive connection, but you can't really trust them, and it's an issue for you, and this. So this is like kind of where the conflict comes. You have the world, and you have the 3 of Cups reverse. 3 of Cups reverse is, really having a hard time trusting someone, that they're not flirting with the third party, or that they're not putting you last. Maybe they're honoring their first family ahead of you, or they're just thinking about themselves first. There's some sort of selfishness here that you feel very in your gut intuitive about, that they're just more concerned about their own stuff. And, listen, even in your belly, and you are the Knight of Swords, you want the truth. You really want the truth, and you want to speak the truth, and you want to get to the truth. In your gut, I'm getting that you really would love for this situation to work out and for the truth to come out, and you want this ultimate utopia with this person, but you just don't trust them. And this is serving as a block, and it's serving as, where you're feeling conflicted in the deepest recess of yourself, even though you're saying externally, well, we can't have healing. So, I'm sure you're very justified in feeling that way, but that doesn't take away from the fact that what is deep in your belly is telling you a little bit of a different story. And the reason I think it's important to talk about this row is because thoughts become things, and even our unconscious and subconscious thoughts that we're trying to push away. And that is how we get in the way of things manifesting in a positive way for ourselves. So I think it's important for us to acknowledge what we like, what we don't like, and work through it instead of burying it. Let's look at our blessings. We have the Six of Cups. These are great blessing energies, guys. Look at this. First and foremost, you have strength here, Taurus. Strong. Strength. Willingness. There's a willingness here because look at her. I mean, first of all, she's beautiful. And she is over the right shoulder and sort of leaning on this lion who can at any moment turn around and snap her head off. And she knows that, but she knows she is the blessing of the sun. She has spirit behind her because she has faith and she has strength. And that's going to overrule any negativity that could happen here. This is living in one's strength. I'm really tapping into that energy. And I really like that for you, Taurus. Then we have the Six of Cups as additional blessings and the Five of Wands reverse. Well, let's look at the Five of Wands reverse. The Five of Wands reverse is you fighting, right? This could be internally, could be externally, it doesn't matter. It shows discord, but in the reverse, it's recognition in your mind of things that you've been that you're fighting against that you haven't wanted to see. There's an illumination to this. And the other side of this is truth. So this is you fighting something where you're just like, you know what, no one's winning here. Well, let's just all put these wands down and let's just look at the truth. No one's winning. Everybody's fighting, poking at each other in the dark. This is you poking at yourself in the dark, or you could be poking somebody else or a situation in the dark where there's this cyclical thinking, this rumination. But in the reverse, it's like, you know what? I'm going to put these down now. This is like nobody's winning here. So what's the point? So let me just get honest with myself. Let me get honest about this person. Let me get honest about how I feel about this job. Let me get honest. And the energy is supporting that in a comfortable way where it's not going to be that taxing mentally, emotionally, on you. And we have the Six of Cups, which is beautiful. This is about you connecting. Oh my gosh. All right. I said I wasn't going to be mentioning transits and stuff. This is going to be the second mention to transit. I'm going to be mentioning in my next video about the influence of Chiron, right? Chiron is the wounded healer. And Chiron's energy, the end of November into December, is really going to be pushing us. And we're going to just start naturally tapping back into what we wanted to be once upon a time, many years ago, before life got in the way, before life got to us. What were our dreams for ourselves? What kind of relationships did we envision for ourselves? What kind of career did we want for ourselves? What fed our heart? What got us excited? Really more than what got us excited? What was that relationship that we would envision in our mind and in our heart that really made us just feel peaceful and so happy at the same time, right? So that's the Six of Cups energy is what I'm getting is the blessing here for you. So I love this. This is really tapping into that. This is also about reconnecting and reconciliation. Now I feel like this is a lot of you reconnecting to yourselves. This is a lot of you reconnecting to your partners in a new and beautiful way. This is many of you having a new meeting of the minds with your boss at work. A new meeting of the minds with your friends or your family. But there's an innocence to this. And there is this tapping into your inner child and just really recognizing what you need in your core. So I love that. So let's check out the blessings that are in your deep unconscious. So I like this. This is the Eight of Wands reverse. So we think about the Eight of Wands. What do we think of, right? It's this just feeling of needing to defend, right? It's feeling like You just need to defend your land. You need to defend your property. This is that you've been through the fight, and that you're gonna keep fighting the good fight. You're gonna keep, and in the reverse, this is telling me, you know what, Taurus? In your gut, you're gonna recognize what's no longer working for you, and this is gonna be the seed, the catalyst to reframing your reality in this next cycle. That this doesn't have to mean ending relationships. It just simply means identifying things that you haven't been comfortable with in your life. This might be you looking at yourself, right? Going back to the owl card. You know, I do this particular thing to sabotage myself. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm tired of lying to myself about that certain area. Maybe I do need to stop drinking so much, or maybe I do need to lose weight, or maybe I do need to take on a more optimistic view of life, or maybe I do have to get out there more, or maybe I do have to reframe how I see money. You know, I mean, really kind of like fill in the blank with that one, but it's so positive. Then we have the Knight of Wands reverse. So we have the Eight of Wands, and then we have the Knight of Wands reverse. So yeah, loving this. Not willing to hold on to the nasty anymore. Getting rid of the toxic stuff. Getting rid of it. Getting rid of it. Because you're realizing that if you don't, that Nine of Cups energy is not going to happen. I mean, this is like deep inside. This is such a blessing. This is you reframing your dreams, hopes, and desires. You changing the lens on what you've been focusing your lens on. You're changing the direction rather. Or maybe you're just adjusting the lens. That's like a bad metaphor. But you know what I mean? It's like, because the Nine of Cups upright is all about wish fulfillment. You know? The wish fulfillment, what your dreams are manifesting here, right? But in the reverse, this is telling me you're getting honest with yourself, and you're realizing areas where maybe you were viewing things in a certain way that were getting in the way of that, and you're not willing to hold on to that anymore. There's so much beautiful internal shifting here, and a very like private, introspective level. No one's really going to know this is going on except for you, Taurus, but I love it because this is going to really end up bringing this reality into culmination. So I love that. Well, let's talk about the outcomes now. So the Seven of Wands, this is you feeling a little defensive in the outcome energies here. You feel, because the Seven of Wands is about feeling defensive of your soul, of your choices, of who you are, of who you want to be, and you really feeling like you need to defend. But you know what? You defend it though. Because this is you really again, when you're working in honesty. If someone is not as awake as you, or as aligned as you, or just even if Taurus, even if you don't know what the hell you're doing, maybe you're new to all of this, right? But at least you know it's got to be happening from the truth outward, even if it's uncomfortable. And if someone's not in alignment with you, you're going to feel the need to defend yourself. And this is going to put you in a very pensive state, but in a good way. Because this is you really not being flippant, not making any rash decisions. You hanging out, looking at the entire landscape. You're really looking at everything. Because you want this Knight of Cups energy that is happening. Taurus, someone is going to be coming in and offering you their cup. Absolutely. And this is I feel like this is a new profession from somebody. But because it's and I always have to say this, because it's a court card, because this is simply the way it is in tarot. It can be you giving your cup to someone else, or someone giving their cup to you. The court cards are just like that. Or it could be mutual, a little bit of both of you. But there's this willingness to open up emotionally at this point in an area where you haven't been up until now. There's been some holding back regarding something, and I feel like you're very much going to be getting in touch with it, and you're just really going to be living in your truth. And there's such a willingness, though. There's such a beautiful willingness about this. And the thing is, you have the Lover's card, you have the Hermit reverse, and you have Temperance. Oh my gosh. The Temperance reverse. Okay, so let's talk about the Temperance reverse first. The Temperance reverse, this tells me that really in the deep recess of your soul, you're having a fear that there's not going to be this mutual reciprocation of what you need, what I need. The Temperance is about alchemy, right? It's about truth. It's about compromise and really identifying what's necessary for the situation to happen. Okay? And I do feel like in the deep recess of your gut, right, in your outcome, you're really dealing with this idea of, is it even possible to fully compromise? Is it possible? And I'm expecting this here because we have the Lover's card. The Hermit reverse is simply, some of you might be dealing with the Virgo, but all the signs are here. The Hermit reverse is the same as the upright, except you're not talking about it, and you're not. And I always expect to get the Hermit reverse when we're dealing with subconscious energies and the deep, any sort of deep belly insecurities, anything like that. It's the same thing. So you're seeking this mental space within yourself, but you're not seeking external counsel. So you're really working through things. It's a very, very pensive energy. And this is you really thinking things through. But this is why I love it. The Lover's card is not, let's run off into the sunset and yay. The Lovers is it's very based in reality. The Lovers deal with the clouds. And what are the clouds? The clouds are conflict. The clouds are, even if it's not conflict, such a heavy word and such a dramatic word, but it could really just be things and issues that you need to iron out in the relationship, but you're doing it with the blessing of Archangel Raphael and the Sun and a willingness, a mutual willingness. If you have the energy supporting you and you and the other person or the situation are willing, everything turns out golden from there, guys. Now, the Lovers only much later in tarot became a man and a woman or a partnership. Obviously, it can be two females, it can be two males, but it could also be two friends, family members, you and someone. It could even be a business partner who you're very deeply entrenched with, right? In this shared heart commitment, right? So anything that falls within like the heart space, this indicates there being conflict and resolution worked out. But you're resolving it by doing a lot of very deep introspection and really working through this idea of, because I feel like the Temperance is missing, right? The ability for compromise and total recognition of what each needs has been missing up until this point. But you guys are going to be figuring it out. But you're going to be figuring it out together. And when I say together, it's you and this other person, or you this other person within this situation. Very, very positive outcome. Extremely healthy reading. Lots of honesty here. You're really getting in touch with yourself, Taurus. I really like this. And you're doing it in a way, you know why? Because I just feel like you're realizing that in order to manifest things, you have to have truth present, and you can't have negativity alive and well within your circumstance. So you're just going to defend any kind of concept. You're just going to do away with any of the negative juju, because thoughts become things, and we don't want anything to get in our way when we're trying to manifest our best life. Think about what you want. Write it down if that works for you. Meditate into a burning candle if that works for you. Say it out loud and then let it go. Let it go. And don't worry about what anyone else thinks, feels, believes. It's about you and your truth, and you getting very honest about yourself. All of your ugly parts, your beautiful parts, evenly. And really trying to bring peace throughout all of that. It's not always easy, but the outcome is worth it. Yeah, Taurus, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this reading. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.